You're supposed to clap. There we go. All right. Welcome in, guys. Welcome into another episode of the Playbook Podcast. This is episode 33. Draymond Green just made back-to-back threes. I can't believe my eyes. This series is over. Anyways, guys, it is episode 33 of the Playbook Podcast. Apologies for that. We have a lot to cover. There's been a lot happening over the weekend, over the week since we've been on. Hope you guys enjoyed the bonus episode, I guess emergency episode, NBA playoff emergency episode. We got a lot to cover. We got multiple games in the Lakers-Wolves series to break down. We have the Nuggets game, the Nuggets-Clippers, Pacers, lots of stuff, and the NFL draft. So we're going to jump right in, guys. We're going to just get this out of the way because I don't want to talk about it for very much longer. The Timberwolves take a commanding 3-1 lead over the Los Angeles Lakers over the weekend on Friday. On Friday, they won 116-104. LeBron James tried his best. He had 38 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 blocks, 2 steals. Luka was sick. He was not Michael Jordan, and he did not have a flu game. He was held to 17 points on 16 shots. Austin Reeves added 20 on some poor efficiency from 2, but he did hit 5 threes. Going over to the other side of that game, Ant-Man was awesome again. He had 29, 8, and 8. Julius Randle was great, 22, 5, and 4. And Jaden McDaniels had the game of his life, 30 points, 5 rebounds and assists, 2 steals. He was fantastic. They closed that one out. And then yesterday afternoon, actually, the Lakers played them again, obviously, the Timberwolves, because that's the series. Luke had 38, 1 rebound, 2 assists, kind of out of the norm for him. And then LeBron had 27, 12, and 8, 3 steals, 3 blocks. Rui Hachimura had a great game. He had 23. Austin Reeves was 17. And on the other side, Ant-Man is the Ant-Man show, 43, 9, and 6. I mean, come on, man. McDaniels added a 16 and 11. Julius Randle had another great game, 25, 7 and 3. So, Trey, we're going to just break down these two games real quick. Game 3 doesn't matter as much. The Timberwolves kind of did their thing that game. LeBron was really the only Laker that looked like he wasn't dead in the water. He was the only one that could get a bucket. Game 4 was a lot more interesting to me because the Lakers did have that big lead going into the fourth quarter. Well, not a big lead. They were up 10. That's not very big in NBA today. But Luka was pretty inefficient scoring. He was under 50%, but his playmaking was stalled. LeBron had 18 free throws. I've never seen LeBron take that many free throws in my life. They finally actually gave him a good whistle. He only took 9 shots because a lot of those, he was fouled as he was going to the basket. So it'd have been a lot more shots if they didn't count the free throws. But JJ Redick did something. This is what I want to start with. This isn't on here because I just remembered it. JJ Redick did something I have never seen in my life before. And I thought I'd never seen it because it's actually never happened in recorded NBA history since people started actually recording stuff. JJ Redick played the same 5 guys all 24 minutes of the second half. It's never happened. It was Rui, LeBron, Luka, AR, and Dorian Finney-Smith. He played them all 24 of the second half. I've never seen it in my life. Jackson Hayes had 4 minutes. Jared Vanderbilt had 7 minutes. Gabe Vincent had 13 minutes, and Jordan Goodwin had 7 minutes. What are your thoughts on that game? What are your thoughts on Redick doing that? I mean, you could tell LeBron was so gassed at the end of it offensively. He was gassed. And if he was still able to find some energy on the defensive end. He had a big block on Dante DiVincenzo and what should have been a steal on Ant Edwards, but the NBA pulled out a camera angle I have never seen before. Trey sent me a video. I saw it during the broadcast, but then he sent me a video. I mean, guys, it was literally called the Hawk Cam. Not the Hawk Tua Cam, the Hawk Cam. Okay? I mean, this is from... This is... oh, sorry. This is literally from the roof looking down. I've never seen in my life. It was in black and white. It was the craziest camera angle I've ever seen. It showed LeBron getting a piece of Ant Edwards' wrist before he got the ball. So that, and then just earlier today, the NBA official count, the NBA refs official count said that Jaden McDaniels did trip Luka with 35 seconds in the fourth quarter. He should have been at the free throw line. So, I mean, what are your thoughts on this game? We'll start on your thoughts with this game, then we'll move to your thoughts on the series. But what's your thoughts on Game 4?
Well, first of all, Golden State's up 13-2 right now, so
that series is over.
I'm turning it off now because it's a blowout, and I feel bad for that Rockets team. Anyways, so this game was really intense.
It was chippy. It was a lot.
I mean, here's the deal. Everybody wanted physical basketball, and they're all getting it. They all got what they wanted. A bunch of old heads who I think don't know anything about basketball wanted physicality in the game. And right now, the ratings right now in the NBA playoffs right now are up high since 2023. Yeah, since 2023, which was a couple of seasons ago. But this game was insane. Number one, I know we have a plan, but I find it funny that Jackson Hayes is a center, and he might be the worst center I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm dead serious. That guy, I can play center better than him, and he's taller than me, and I'm 5'11", but yet Nick can play center too. Better than this guy, at least try. Jackson Hayes, you're like the next Kwame Brown. Like, actually, you can't move like a center does. And if I'm JJ Redick, I'm putting Markieff Morris in the game, let him play. I will put in Dalton Connect on the wing, and I will for sure play Alex Lynn. At least it gives you some size. Because Jackson Hayes might be literally the worst center ever, worst player, period, I've ever seen in my entire life since Kwame Brown. Like, the dude cannot play basketball. He can't. He's bad feet. His fundamentals suck. The little things he has suck.
Yeah.
He's a terrible defender.
Yeah.
I mean, get this guy in street clothes and just cut the guy next season, y'all lose.
Oh, yeah, he's not on the team.
This is how bad this guy is. Okay? Now, back to the Wolves. Now, the whole team now. LeBron, I was surprised that JJ didn't rush the guy at all.
Dude.
It was insane, but you know what? LeBron's giving his all in the defensive end. Mm-hmm. It's more like a boxer. He will pick and choose where he can rest.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of like what a boxer does, where they pick and choose where to rest in the round and in the middle of the fight. And you might, like, for example, Mayweather. He rested a lot during his fights in the beginning of the round, towards the end of the fight. So kind of like that, and that's what LeBron was doing on the offensive end yesterday. Just to guard, he was literally guarding everybody. Bro.
He was. He's guarding 1 through 5 yesterday.
I mean, this guy looked like freaking 25-year-old LeBron James on the defensive end.
Yeah.
So, but I was surprised by that a lot, and I think Luka and LeBron put their heart out. I do question the officials a little bit because every time LeBron has a great game, the Lakers have a great game, the NBA does some stupid stuff with the referees, and they want to rig the game for LeBron and Lakers. And so because you're scared that I believe they're scared because Jordan's the golden boy of the NBA, and they don't want this guy surpassing Jordan as a GOAT. So that's how I see it.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, surpassing him in everybody's eyes. Yeah. So the officiating, I mean, the T-Wolves had 33 free throws to the Lakers 25. We could talk about that. We don't have to talk about that because really the only Laker that was really driving the ball was LeBron and Luka. So I get that discrepancy. But my biggest issue was that blatant tripping, and there's a rule in the NBA in the backcourt. If So if a defender's legs get tangled up with the offensive player's legs, it's an automatic tripping foul. It doesn't matter if it was on purpose or not. I don't think Jaden McDaniels purposely tripped Luka. Their feet got tangled up. That has to be a foul, and that would have put Luka on the line. They're up 2 with 35 seconds left. That it becomes a completely different ball game rather than on the other end. Jaden McDaniels gets an open look in an open dunk, and Austin Reeves does the most inexplicable, ridiculous foul I've ever seen in my life. There was no chance he was even going to alter that shot, and it was a horrible foul, and that put the Timberwolves up 1. There's blame that can go around to everyone. My biggest issue was JJ Redick. He's been awesome all year. I don't think that everything is his fault, obviously, but I think the biggest portion of the blame has to go to JJ for not giving at least LeBron a 2-minute rest. I would have loved to have seen Gabe Vincent and Vanderbilt come in for LeBron and Luka after either at the start of the fourth or after that little run at the beginning of the fourth that pushed their, I believe it was like 13 or something around there where their lead was pushed to. Give them a little bit of a break there. Gabe Vincent and Vanderbilt, throw them in there. Let them play a little bit. Get LeBron and Luka some rest to be able to finish the game. Because if you look at LeBron at the end of that game, man, he was gassed. I mean, he's not 30 anymore. This is in 2018. He's not 30. He's not 32. He can't play the whole 40. He got 2 minutes of rest yesterday. It's not going to work. That's just not going to work. I mean, I think LeBron played great. Yeah, he had 0 points in the fourth quarter, but anyone with eyeballs and not a biased nature will know it's because he was gassed and giving. He's the only guy on the Lakers who can like stop anyone over 6'8".
Yeah,
Julius Randle's way too big for Dorian Finney-Smith and Rui. Way too big. He bullies them. He was guarding Ant. He was guarding Jaden McDaniels. He was guarding Rudy Gobert. He was on Mike Conley. So it's unlucky. The Lakers. I had the Lakers winning it all because I thought the Luka and LeBron would be able to carry this team. And now it's time to eat my crow. I told Trey I was going to have to eat my crow. A couple episodes ago, I don't really remember when it was, Trey posed the question, can Ant-Man become the face of the NBA? Or I can't remember the exact question. It was something along those lines. And I said no, because I don't think he'd ever be better than guys like Luka or Wemby when Wemby's healthy and playing and really comes into his own. And the last 3 games, I guess, well, not the last 3, but the last couple of games against the Lakers, he probably watches the pod. He heard me. Ant-Man, I'm sorry for saying that to you. Ant-Man's been the best player in the series. I think it's pretty apparent. I think LeBron's been the second. I think Luka's been the third. And in all reality, I thought it was going to be Luka first, then Ant-Man, then LeBron. That's why I thought the Lakers were going to win this series. In 6 is what I picked it. Yeah, Ant-Man, you're him. You're him. You've been awesome in the clutch. You're unguardable. You're a mismatch problem. And you can defend almost every position outside of center. So, he was just unbelievable. He was hitting step-back threes, clutch step-back threes. He was hitting clutch layups. He was driving the ball. He was playing defense, getting to the free throw line. I'm sorry, man. You can be the face of the league. You can, and you proved that to me. So, yeah, that and that leads to the last question about this. Are the Lakers done? Do you think there's no chance the Lakers can come back?
No, I got Lakers winning in 7. I'm not gonna give up hope. I watched Rory came back from a freaking deficit in the first round with a freaking triple broken the 15th hole of the Masters, and then I saw him do the same crap in the 13th hole. Probably the worst golf shot I've ever seen in my entire life. I can hit better chip shot than that. Nick can too. So can Jaden. So can his mom. So can anybody can. But you know what? But he still won a Masters and won a green jacket. So Rory gave me hope. I'm gonna do hope. I'm gonna do hope. But back to Ant-Man for a second. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. He might be the best player in the NBA in the year or two from now. Um, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I think Jokic is great. I think Jason Tatum is great. I think SGA is great, and Giannis is great. They ain't that man, bro. I think Edwards wants to kill you. He wants to take. He wants to take your heart out. He wants to literally destroy. He don't care who you are. This dude, the dude talked trash to Jokic last year in the playoffs, saying that you ain't him no more. I'm him.
And KD.
And he looked at KD, literally screaming out in his face, saying, "You're not him, bro. You're this and that," cussing him out, saying you can't guard me. And look at KD. Look at no, look what he did to LeBron yesterday. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've watched LeBron my whole entire life.
Mm-hmm.
There's only one player standing to LeBron outside of Ant-Man. That was Kobe Bryant. Gave him that challenge and that challenge. Anthony Edwards did that 25, 22, 23 years old.
23, yeah.
And I was like, man, that guy is coming. He's a superstar. And I tell you what, if the Lakers, I think the Lakers will win a chip this year or next year. So I think that I'm not trying to give LeBron excuses. But I think because he didn't really rest the offseason of last year, but he was playing in the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen it all years. It kind of showed his age a little bit this year. I think the Olympics has something to do with it because he was playing every single day and he had no offseason at all, really. But I think after next year, this season when he's healthy, he's signing the contract. Shams reported it. Everybody's reporting he's signing the contract. Wendy reported it. He's signing a 1, 2 year, 2, 3 year extension for the Lakers with Luka. So, but the Lakers ain't done though. I got Lakers winning 7.
I get. Yeah, I mean, we both picked them. I'm gonna stick with them. It's gonna be hard. They're gonna have to dig deep. Luka's gonna have to go next level. Luka's gonna have to become the best player in the series over the last 3 games if they want to win. LeBron's gonna have to keep doing what he's doing, and then Austin Reeves is gonna have to step up big time. So we'll see. I mean, obviously anything's possible, but it's looking pretty grim for him. Moving on here to the Nuggets Clippers. Another ridiculous game from this crazy series. I mean, Jokic put on a performance, 36, 21, and 8. Very balanced scoring from the Nuggets. Outside of that, Christian Braun was 17. Jamal Murray's kind of getting clamped up by Chris Dunn. It's pretty bad. He had 13 points on 17 shots. Michael Porter Jr. had another good game, 17 points. Aaron Gordon, again, with 14 points and the game winner, which we'll talk about here in a bit. Kawhi with a very pedestrian game compared to what he had in game 3. He had 24, 9, and 2 on 22 shots. Not great. Zubats was great again, 19, 12, and 6. James Harden wasn't very aggressive. He had 15 points, 11 assists, which is fine. Norman Powell finally had a good game, 22 points. And then the only bench player of note was Bogdanovich off the bench with 7. Not really big deal. But this game was ended on an Jokic airball game winner, by the way. No, I'm not going to let anyone forget that, because if that was LeBron, everyone would be like, well, LeBron airballed. Jokic airballed to 3. The Clippers forgot how to box out in the most crucial moment of the game. And Aaron Gordon was right there. He dunked it in for the second only game-winning dunk in NBA history, the first one being DeAndre Ayton, the Valley Oop in 2022 when they made that run to, or not 2022, 2021, when they made that run to the finals. It was a much better game from the Nuggets. Is it a coincidence that, I mean, the Nuggets dominated most of this game. They had a big lead going into the 4th. Then they got outscored by 18 in the 4th, which made it close. But do you think it's a coincidence? I didn't put this on here. I just thought of this. Russell Westbrook didn't play in this game. And And we saw this very balanced scoring from the Nuggets. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I think Russ has been okay in this series that he's played. But I mean, the real question is now that the series is tied up, you had the Clippers in seven?
Yeah.
You had the Clippers in seven. Jaden had the Clippers in seven. I had the Nuggets in seven. Do you think that the Nuggets can win this series now? Because this is a very important game.
Yeah. No, I still have the Clippers winning in 7. I think Jokic's been the best player in the series, but I think with Jamal Murray, he ain't the same guy like it was last year. He ain't playoff Jamal anymore. And I think the size of Christian Dunn, and I think a little bit of James Harden. James Harden's been playing a little bit more defense than he did in the past. Same with Kawhi. So I think that I still have I have Clippers winning in 7 because I think because holding Jamal Murray down can really hurt the Nuggets big
It
time.
can hurt the Nuggets, yeah, for sure.
And but yeah, I noticed that about Russell Westbrook because when he plays, man, he's sometimes out of control a little bit because he's so athletic. Doesn't know how to really balance himself a little bit much more. So I actually didn't think of it like that until you brought it up. But and deep down, I have the Clippers winning in 7 still, and because Jamal Murray ain't that guy no more. He's 13 points, and last year in the playoffs, he's averaging 26 points per game. This year, you can see he's averaging about. Look it up real quick.
Probably not nearly that. Would be my guess.
So right now, he's averaging 20 points per game in the playoffs. Last year, this is what he's averaging. This was what he's averaging last year. 22 points per game.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
and the clutch too hasn't been in this whole.
Mm-mm.
Hasn't been there at all.
Yeah, that's been the thing. He had that great run in the bubble. Then he had another great run, obviously, when they won the title. But he hasn't been good in the clutch. He's been very inefficient. That'll hurt them. But if Michael Porter's giving you 17, Christian Braun's giving you 17, and Aaron Gordon's giving you 14, that's going to be a problem. That's going to be a problem for the Clippers. So I want to see how they adjust. The series is headed back to Denver. Denver was able to take control of home court again with that win. So we'll see how they're able to adjust to that quick, change in elevation and see what they're able to do there. But it's been a great series. I'm excited for the rest of it. So we're going to move on to the Bucks Pacers. This series is pretty much a foregone conclusion. The Pacers dominated once again, 129-103. Giannis was okay. I mean, he didn't have a great game. 28 points, 15 rebounds, 6 assists, which is funny. That's like not a good Giannis game. But if he wanted to win this series, he had to average kind of like 35, 15, and 5-ish around there. Also, he also got dunked on by Miles Turner. Bad. He got put on a poster pretty bad. But the news came out today that Damian Lillard did tear his left Achilles. He will be out this season and likely all of next season. I said in game 3, the game that the Bucks won, if the Pacers lost that game, or I'm sorry, if the Bucks won that game, which is the same thing, but if the Pacers won and the Bucks lost, and it was 3-0, I said that was probably going to be one of the last games Giannis had ever played in a Bucks jersey. Now, with the injury of Damian Lillard and the way this team has performed this postseason, I think Giannis's time in Milwaukee is close to an end. Obviously, big prayers up to Dame Lillard. He's probably done. I hate to say it. He's not very young anymore. He is 34. Man, he's 34. He just tore his left Achilles, which is his dominant leg since he's a righty. I think Dame's done, and I think Giannis is out of Milwaukee. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Dame's gonna retire. It sucks to say that because we grew up watching this guy. I mean, I never forget his first playoff series. He sent I forgot what I think it was
The Rockets.
the Rockets. Yeah, the Rockets. Yeah,
With James Harden and Dwight Howard.
Yeah, I sent them home. And then 2019 with against sending home Russ.
Russ and PG. Yep.
I think the best run he's ever had was probably in 2020 in the bubble.
Oh, he was unbelievable in the bubble. Yeah, made it to the
Because
Western Conference Finals. Yeah.
that was probably his best run in the bubble. In the bubble
Mhm.
was that year. Probably the best record he's ever had in his career since last
Mhm.
year, since this season actually. But I think Dame's done. Um, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer and
Yeah,
probably one
for
of the
sure.
greatest shooters of all time, and for sure
Probably top
one
5.
top five. Yeah, and then right behind he's right there in the clutch time points too with
Mhm.
Kobe and LeBron right behind him. So he's
Yeah.
done. And Giannis, I think his time in Milwaukee is over. I personally think he will leave, but as I thought about it and watching the series, of course,
Yeah.
I can just tell he's done. He's tired of that place.
Yeah.
And I'm also too another person too in this conversation. Doc Rivers is fired. Never coaching every league. He's never going to coach
Yeah,
ever
he should
again.
never coach again.
He's
Yeah,
a terrible coach.
unfortunately.
Most overrated coach of all time. Him and Mike Tomlin are so overrated. It's insane. Um, if I was him, I would have stuck with Doris Book and Mike Breen in the commentary of ESPN, but didn't happen. So he's
Yeah,
fired.
likely. Yeah, he's probably
I,
gone.
I think the Bucks are just really stupid.
Yeah, it's unlucky. It's a really tough. It's gonna be a tough series. Giannis going out in his prime. Giannis is what, 30? He's 30,
Yeah,
guys. I watched. I don't want to compare anyone to LeBron. I hate doing that because it's not fair. 30-year-old LeBron was averaging 35, 10, and 11 in the finals with Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck as his two second and third best players against a loaded Warriors team, and then he won a title again at 31. So I obviously this team doesn't have what it takes. Giannis can't carry the load like prime LeBron was able to do so. Still a fantastic player. I can't wait though. It's going to be awesome to see Luka, LeBron, and Giannis all on the same team. I'm really excited for that. So
hey, they say that can happen. And right now, the freaking away on Jackson Hayes is playing. He's cut.
hey, Giannis at center, woo, baby, talking about
Yeah.
some lob threat. How about Giannis for a lob threat?
And
Yeah.
he can bully anybody in the paint too.
Oh yeah, he can absolutely. Yeah. So that series is over. There's just no chance. Moving over to the Knicks Pistons. This was a very controversial game. The end was very controversial. Tim Hardaway Jr. was fouled on a 3-point shot at the end of regulation. The refs did not call it. They later went on their Twitter page that they love to talk about how much they messed up. And they said that Tim Hardaway Jr. was fouled on that. He should have gotten free throws with 0.3 seconds left. 3 free throws with 0.3 seconds left to probably win the game. This is a heartbreaker for Detroit. I thought they played very, very solid in this game. They had a good third quarter. The Knicks had a huge comeback in the fourth, led by Cat and Jalen Brunson. Karl Anthony Towns made some ridiculous shots. A baseline fader, pretty much over the backboard. That was one of the most impressive shots I've ever seen. And then he hit a huge 3 from the hash mark. He was fantastic in the fourth. But yeah, the Pistons lose this game. They go down 3-1 in a just brutal way to do it. And they're going back to the Garden down 3-1. The Garden is going to be on fire for game 5. It's going to be a really tough one. I mean, what did you think about that no call at the end?
Dude,
The refs suck, bro.
Dude, I just can't with these refs, man. This might be the worst officiating game I've seen since LeBron getting stopped by Jason Tatum going to the foul line.
Yeah. When the ref that was in that game was banned from the NBA because when he was at Boston Celtics games, they lost like 4 games out of 60 or something. Yeah. So,
It was
literally rigged. He was literally betting on the Celtics, but go ahead.
Yeah, he was. Same with the 20 brothers too. They're terrible refs too. I feel bad for Detroit. And every Knicks fan out there think y'all won the game by fair and square. Y'all are full of crap. Straight up, you're just full of crap if you think that. Um, and I watched that. I was like, "There's no way they didn't call a foul. There's no way."
Yeah.
And when he didn't call a foul, I'm like, "This game is over. The Knicks are gonna win this game." Those are my thoughts. I turned it off because I'm like, I can't. I was about to turn it off. But I'm like, you see what happens with Detroit. And nope, I just still think that I don't know. These Reds are just weird this offseason, man. Playoffs, they're just weird. They're just weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
But hey, this is what O-Heads wanted. So
Yeah. I mean, they wanted, tough smash mouth, punch each other in the face. That's what they're getting. So, yeah, the Pistons are likely done. I did have the Knicks winning this series at first, and then I had them winning, and then I was like, kind of fell in love with the Pistons, but that's a really rough way to go out for the Pistons. But they'll be back. They'll be back stronger. They're a young team. This is just good experience for them. Cade Cunningham with a triple double, but it just wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to keep up with the New York Knicks. So, moving on to the Rockets Warriors. Rockets Warriors game. This was game 3. Actually, now the Rockets are only down by 5 to the Warriors right now. They did have a little bit of a comeback there, so we'll keep monitoring that game. But game 3, this was just the Steph Curry show, and me and Trey can be, because we're like one of the only people on the planet of Earth, I feel like, that are okay with being at least somewhat like unbiased towards Steph. But I'm going to keep that same energy the other way. Steph Curry was phenomenal in this game. He was unbelievable. He had 36 points, 7 rebounds, 9 assists, 5 of 13 from 3, 12 of 23 from the field. He only had 2 turnovers. He was elite. He, with no Jimmy, it was his opportunity to step up, and he did. He got some really good help from Buddy Hield, who also hit 5 threes, and Gary Payton the second, who had 16 points. They were a huge bonus to the Warriors in that game. But Steph was unbelievable. And I hate to do this to your guy, but I have a big problem with Jalen Green. I will give Jalen Green this benefit of the doubt and this benefit of the doubt only. This is his first playoff series, and that was his first road playoff game in his life. So I get that. And it was in the Chase Arena. The Chase Arena is not Oracle, but it's still a good arena. It's still a good arena. They have a good crowd. He had 9 points. He had 9 points on 36% from the field. He was 4 of 11, 1 of 5 from 3. It's kind of a no-show. Şengün, 15 and 11 on 18 shots. He was very inefficient. If Jalen Green is going to score 9 points, this series is over. So it's not going to happen. If Jalen Green is getting outscored by Steph Curry by almost 30 points, so it's absolutely over. We'll see what happens in this game 4, but Steph Curry was phenomenal. I will never not say Steph was phenomenal when he plays phenomenal. He played phenomenally. The Rockets are up by 1 now, so I don't know how that happened. But he was great. He was great. And he did what he needed to do without Jimmy. Well, I mean, what was your takeaway from this game overall?
Yeah, when Jimmy Butler was hurt, I thought the Rockets were going to win the game. But, man, they can't guard Steph Curry, man. Curry's just that great, and he shows why.
It's really, real quick, it's really interesting. I don't see Amen Thompson on him as much as I thought. I know they're mismatch hunting, so there's going to be times where Fred VanVleet's on him and things of that nature. But I was really shocked. If I was Amen, like I'd be doing what Jaden McDaniels is doing to Luka, where it's like I'm fighting over every screen, I'm guarding him no matter what. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I can tell. I can just tell he doesn't want to. He wants to do to screen it to the mismatch on Fred VanVleet, who can't really play defense that good at all.
I mean, I could probably score on Fred VanVleet, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, I think anybody can. Yeah, I think my dog can too. I think your sisters can too. But
I don't know about that.
I don't know. I think so. I can do it.
I
think sister can do that. But Steph Curry was great without Jimmy Butler. I thought when he got hurt, I first thought, okay, Rutgers might win this one game, but nope. With Steph Curry playing the way he played the other night, amazing. He had 836 points. He had 5 3-pointers at the time. Was really efficient too overall. So I'm gonna keep the same energy for Steph as I do when he plays bad.
Mhm.
So Steph Curry, great game. And I agree with you about Jalen Green. He ain't that. I think he's so talented.
He is.
But if you're gonna play that bad, bro, I
Yeah.
don't know what to tell you, man.
Mm.
Like you're just
Mm-mm.
not gonna be that guy.
Mm-mm.
You ain't gonna be that guy, bud. You won't be
Yeah.
that guy at all.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, one other question now. I mean, depending on this game four, obviously there's a lot in the balance for game four. But if the Warriors go on and win that game and then win the series, how deep do you think they can go in the playoffs?
I don't if so. Let's just say Minnesota beats the Lakers. I think Minnesota's gonna beat the crap out of that team. The
I
way
do too.
Emmett's
I do too.
Emmett's gonna dog on you. He's gonna talk trash to you. He's gonna taunt you. He's gonna get in your head. That's
Yeah.
what Emmett's good at. If you watch
Yeah.
the movie Hustle with Adam Sandler, he got in that guy's head. He literally he talked trash to him. He was literally like, no, I'm good. I got him. I know what he was doing. That's how
Yeah.
Ant-Man is. He psychologically will get in your head, and he's going to take over the game. That's what he does. That's what makes Ant-Man so great. Now, if Lakers beat the Wolves, LeBron owns the Warriors since KD left. LeBron knows their playbook by heart.
Mhm.
He knows the playbook. He knows how they play. He knows everything about the Warriors. He owns them.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, they had the Thunder too. Thunder destroying that team. They're sweeping that team big time, bro. Lou Dort's a dog.
Mhm.
He's gonna lock down Jimmy
He
Butler.
he might hurt Jimmy Butler too, to
He
be
might hurt
honest.
Draymond Green. He might hurt Draymond Green,
Oh,
bro.
Draymond Green and Lou Dort are getting in a fist fight, bro. That's
You're
for
gonna fight
sure.
him, get the crap out of him.
Like like hockey fight, like
Yeah,
straight throwing hands. Yeah,
I got Lou Dort winning that fight.
absolutely.
Draymond Green in that fight. He thinks he's Tupac and all that stuff. I'm like, get out of here, bro. You ain't all that. Freaking fraud. Freaking fake competitor. That's what he is. So stick it to your podcast and TNT. But yeah, I think probably the first round. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll make it past round two.
So this Warriors team is a lot better than I gave them credit for. I think Jimmy Butler does a lot more for the team than I gave it credit for. But the issue is the Wolves are going to be just as much of a matchup problem to the Warriors as they've been to the Lakers. Because what's the Lakers' issue? They have no size. What's the Warriors' issue? They have even less
Right.
size. Because when the 5-man lineup that the Lakers ran yesterday, for the entire second half. I mean, there's Ruiz 6'9", Dorian Finney-Smith's like 6'8", LeBron 6'9", Luka's 6'6", 6'7". The smallest Warriors lineup is like Steph Curry's like 6'2", 6'3". Brandon Podazimski, he's 6'4". Jimmy Butler's 6'6". Draymond Green is 6'6". Jonathan Kuminga, he will probably won't play as much. Quentin Post is their only 7-footer. He's not really a big body. So that's the same issue that the Lakers have had that the Warriors will have, because you're going to have Jaden McDaniels, who is just a ridiculously long human being. He's got like a 7-foot wingspan. Ant's gonna probably, I don't think Ant will take the Steph assignment, but there are going to be times in maybe the fourth quarter where Ant's going to be like, Steph is not even getting a remotely clean look from three. And he will take that personally. And he will probably push Curry around like he did to LeBron. And Curry's going to move a lot more than LeBron did because Curry's very small compared to LeBron. Who's guarding? Go ahead.
Yeah, Curry's gonna be like, man, get me off the game, bro.
Get
me out of the game. You embarrass them, bro.
I'm not sure how well the Warriors will be able to guard Anthony Edwards. It has to be Jimmy Butler. If it's not Jimmy Butler, who the heck is guarding him?
I don't think Jimmy Butler can guard him. I don't think so.
If Jimmy was 27, 28 when he was just
Sure.
purely defense, maybe. He's 35, 36. Like,
Yeah,
that's going to be
Plus
hard.
he's a little bit too.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really hard to guard Ant. He's a mismatch problem because his step back three, his 3-point shot is deadly now. It's deadly.
Yeah.
So you have to worry about him driving and dunking on everybody, and you also have to worry about him hitting step back threes.
And his favorite team has got a lot better too.
Yeah, and the problem is Steven Adams goes in there and gets 47 offensive rebounds. Because he's big and tall.
Yeah.
I mean, Rudy Gobert sucks. I'm sorry, he sucks, but surely he's going to get a lot of offensive rebounds. And the biggest mismatch problem, in my opinion, is funnily enough, Julius Randle, because he's so big and so strong. The problem with this matchup is Draymond will have to guard Julius Randle 24/7, or Julius Randle's getting a free 2 points. It's just the way it is. He will just back you down, go right under the basket, do a little baby hook, easy points. So Draymond Green has to take Julius Randle, meaning like it's going to free up a lot of space for Jaden McDaniels. Who's guarding? Is Pods going to guard Jaden McDaniels? Pods? And then Naz Reid's going to come off the bench and do his thing. Dante DiVincenzo is going to come off the bench and do his things. It's a mismatch problem. The Wolves, we didn't really talk about this. They have a legitimate path to the Western Conference Finals, and I think they would give they'd give a Thunder a run for their money.
Oh yeah.
I would probably still pick the Thunder in that, but a part of me would pick the Wolves. We'll see what happens, how it plays out. But man, the Wolves are a problem. They're the best 6 seed I've ever seen because they have
my life. I've never seen anything like it.
I've never seen anything like it. It goes to show how tough the West has been.
In 1994, when they were the 8th seed. That's it.
I mean, it shows how tough the West was, obviously, because of the way the wins and losses fell. But Ant-Man playing the way he's playing, Julius Randle finally having a good playoff run, and being a mismatch problem with his size and strength. Mike Conley just being a veteran presence. He blocked LeBron, it was one of the most impressive blocks I've ever seen. He sacrificed his ankles for it. He was literally limping and hobbling afterwards because he's never jumped that high in his life. So, he's been good. Naz Reid has been electric. He hasn't missed a shot in the fourth quarter in that Lakers series. So that would be a tough matchup for the Warriors. I would pick the Timberwolves in 5 or 6 in that series. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes for sure. That wraps up our NBA talk. We're going to move over to the NFL. We actually have some legitimate NFL stuff to talk about for once because the NFL draft took place and there's a lot we have to break down. The first thing we're going to talk about, and I think it was the biggest story of the night outside of Shedeur not being drafted at all. And that was Travis Hunter going to the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars traded for him. They traded up. Let me pull up this exact trade. They traded up to 2 with the Browns, and I've seen a lot of things. A lot of people saying that the package was too much. Here's the trade. The Jags traded their 5th overall pick and a second round pick, a 4th round pick, and their 2026 4th round pick. Or I'm sorry, their 2026 first round picks to the Browns for a 2, and a 4th swap, a 4th pick swap. Funnily enough, the Jags 4th round pick was a little better. The one they got from the Browns is a little better than the one they sent, and then a 6th round pick. So, first off, we kind of have to just talk about the trade.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the Jags gave up too much?
No, I think Cleveland's stupid for not drafting. So Jags won the trade. I think the Jags. I think Cleveland's just dumb for doing that because we had a potential 2-way athlete on your side. I know Joel Flacco is a starting quarterback now, but I just think that it was kind of dumb for to Cleveland to do. So it was in my opinion it was kind of stupid how they did that.
Yeah. There's a lot to break down about it, obviously. So they sent their 5th, obviously, a 2, a 1st round next year, and a 4th round. Here's the thing. The Jags saw Travis Hunter as a generational talent, which I believe he is.
Yeah.
They saw a guy who they said he's going to play both sides of the ball. Now, me and Trey texted about this. We don't think it's going to be 50-50 like it was in college, because the Jags did say, first, he's a receiver. Second, he's a corner. And I think that's good, because I think that's going to be way, way easier for Travis Hunter to deal with.
Right.
But if you're Jacksonville, you got a fantastic wide receiver the year before, right? His name just completely like left me for some reason. What's that guy's name? Brian Thomas Jr. Oh my goodness, wow. So you get Brian Thomas Jr. last year. He was awesome. You have Trevor Lawrence. You have to make a splash, right? You have to make a splash. The Titans got Cam Ward in your division. You have to make a big splash. I love it. I loved it. You can say maybe you gave up too much, but you know what the Jags are thinking is, well, next year our first round pick is going to be in the late teens or 20s, because we're going to have a great year. And I think going for someone like Travis Hunter, who can play both sides of the ball, who's going to give you a massive bolster to your weapons and a massive bolster to your secondary. And Draymond Green and Dylan Brooks are fighting. Wait, it's getting chippy. Hold on, it's getting chippy, guys. Steven Adams broke it up. Never mind, it's not chippy anymore. Steven Adams took care of everyone. They're talking some big time trash though. Wow. I thought someone was going to swing on somebody. Sorry about that, guys. Hopefully you're watching this game. This is crazy.
Yeah, I am watching it.
Yeah, but yeah, that was nuts. I don't really know what happened. I think Draymond Green set a moving screen. Yeah, he did. What's new? Anyways, back to this. You got to get him. I loved it. He's probably, because you're getting two positions out of him, it's one of the highest value picks you can get outside of a quarterback or a pass rusher. Right. You know, that I think that puts him on the same level of value as a pass rusher. I really do. Maybe even a little higher. So I loved that. I thought that was great. But now, and I told Trey this as well, Trevor Lawrence has to deliver. He has to deliver. And what do I mean by deliver? Make the playoffs by either winning your division or having a great year. That's what you have to do. You have to do it. There's no more excuses. You have Brian Thomas and Travis Hunter. Make something happen, right? And they did a lot of work on the O-line during the offseason. So, yeah, I mean, was there any other thoughts you had about that?
Yeah, I think I agree with you about Trevor Lawrence has to deliver big time, because he fell off the past couple of seasons in the NFL. He did to 2023 when he made the playoffs against the Chiefs. Apparently, the Chiefs won that game, but he made a run for their money. So I think Travis Hunter will be a great addition, because he is generation. No matter how we feel about Travis Hunter, especially in the Heisman winner last year, I think he's a generation talent, because not a lot of people can play two ways of the football. He's been doing this since high school. So I do think it'll be 50-50 a little bit, because Travis is kind of used to it, playing two ways since high school. But same time though, this is really the NFL. This ain't college, this in high school. These are grown men that are faster, stronger by the minute, and they will cook you one-on-one. I'm really interested. He's really fast too. I can see he's fast. So that might be a play a role in it too. But you never know. He might be a prime time and go play a different sport too.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens. He didn't run in the combine, so we don't know what his 40 is. He had a 4.2 40 in high school. That could be a little off, maybe by 0.1. He's really fast. I think he'd probably run around a 4.3, which is blazing speeds. I would like to see a 75-25 split, finding packages, maybe red zone packages for him at cornerback, or, inside the 30 or 40 yard line as a corner. Because I think he's too good at corner to not let him play at least a little bit. Because I think he's a better corner than he is wide receiver. I know some people think the other way around, but to me, he's a better corner. But the value he adds as a wide receiver to that team, it's going to make Brian Thomas's life easier. It's going to make Trevor Lawrence's life a lot easier. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, and then moving on. I still got to talk about him. We'll move down here. So, everyone knows Abdul Carter was drafted, then Will Campbell, Mason Graham, Ashton Jeanty went to the Raiders. There was a lot of not super interesting picks. I think Ted McMillan to the Panthers is cool. Cowboys, they drafted at 12. Every mock I saw, and I saw a lot of mocks, they pretty much all had Matthew Golden, the wide receiver from Texas, going here to the Cowboys to help CeeDee Lamb out and Dak Prescott. They decided to go O-line and draft Tyler Booker. I didn't know Tyler Booker. I watch college football. I don't watch a ton, so I didn't know who he was. He played at Alabama. I get why the Cowboys did it, because they want to build up an O-line. They're trying to just copy the Eagles, build up their O-line. But the problem is, Dak Prescott can have all the time in the world to throw the ball, right? He can. But what's it going to matter if CeeDee Lamb's triple teamed and Jalen Tolbert is the only other guy that can get open on your team? What's really?
Well, I heard they might get Amari Cooper back. That's what.
Yeah. So Amari Cooper's an unrestricted free agent. They have to do something in the offseason for a wide receiver or weapon or something, because right now Dak's going to have 45 minutes to throw in the pocket, but nobody's going to be open because CeeDee Lamb's going to have double teamed and a safety over the top of him. And it's going to be, is it Jalen or Jaden? It's Jalen Tolbert, isn't it?
I don't even know the guy's name. All I know, that's a crazy last name. That's all I got.
Jalen Tolbert. Yeah, it's Jalen Tolbert. I don't know. What'd you think of it?
I can see where they got the O-line, because I know people retired, and they let go of Tyler Smith.
Zach Martin.
And they got rid of Tyler Smith last season because they're stupid. And they should have gotten a receiver, man. They should have. If I was them, I would have done anything they trade up to get Travis Hunter. But I knew that was not going to happen. But the Cowboys are just straight up.
Dude, who do you think Jerry Jones is, bro?
I don't know, bro. He has all these first-round picks.
He's not getting Travis Hunter. He wouldn't trade up for Patrick Mahomes if he came back in the draft. He wouldn't trade up for him.
Yeah,
he wouldn't trade for Travis Hunter.
That's Jerry Jones. So, why? I don't know why you got O-line. I didn't know who Tyler Book even was either. I didn't know who he was. All I know that he loves God, which is great, and he's a good person apparently. But I don't know about Alabama. Alabama fell off big time last season, so I didn't watch Alabama that much because kind of hurt by Nick Saban retiring.
Yeah,
the Cowboys should have gotten a receiver to help CeeDee Lamb out. They should have gotten a receiver to help CeeDee out.
Yeah,
and Mel Kiper Jr. said the same thing on freaking draft. But that's Dallas for you.
I'm a little confused. I get it. I get why. I watched some of his film. He's a good tackle. But going into this draft, the Cowboys needed a wide receiver.
They didn't draft one, huh?
So we're about to go over that. Tyler Booker, Donovan Izuraku. I'm so sorry, I butchered your last name. He's an edge. He's an edge out of Boston College. I've actually seen some pretty good comps from him. He looks like a really solid edge. I don't mind that pick because you can't have enough pass rushers. You can't have enough. Then they got Siobhan Revel Jr. He's a corner, so that's good. They definitely need some corners. And then Jaden Blue, the running back from Texas, was the only skill position. Well, no, that's all right because they got Phil Mafa, running back out of Clemson. I don't know who that is. I'm so sorry. So they got two skill position guys. Both of them were running backs. Running back was a need for sure.
Yeah.
I would have really, really liked to see the second round pick be a wide receiver.
Yeah.
I would have really loved the third round pick to be a wide receiver. Well, I don't know. Surely they have off-season plans to add a wide receiver in some capacity, whether it be unrestricted free agent, a trade. Cherry's not going to trade anything. That's just, I don't know what I'm saying. But surely there's some kind of, there's something going on here. We'll see what happens. I don't hate the Booker pick if they had gotten a wide receiver in the second round. But because they didn't get a wide receiver at all, I will wait to see. I will give them till the end of free agency. If they don't pick up a wide receiver in free agency, I might go to Dallas, Texas, and do some very illegal things at the Cowboys headquarters.
You're gonna rate it?
Maybe. I might. We'll see what happens. We will definitely see what happens. Moving on. Cam Ward went number 1. Shocker. We all knew he was going to go number 1. I guess a good question for that is, what do you think realistic expectations for Cam Ward are in his first year and his first couple of years in the NFL?
Well, I saw on media says he's been next Peyton Manning, which is a little bit like have a Peyton Manning story. So whoever, I forgot who said it. I think it was Michael Irvin.
It's probably Charles Barkley, bro. That's probably said that.
Probably was. No, it's actually Michael Irvin said that.
Peyton Manning?
Someone said that. I forgot who said that. But Peyton Manning's story is kind of too far.
Okay.
But Cam Ward, I think Cam Ward would be a good quarterback, because Tennessee needs to rebuild big time.
For sure.
Like freaking bad. I forgot who they had. I think that's one guy. I don't know if the quarterback it was last year.
Will Levis.
Yeah, the guy that likes mayonnaise. The guy that likes mayonnaise all of a sudden.
Who puts mayonnaise in his coffee. I'd have cut him. I'd have cut him just for that.
Yeah, that's freaking disgusting.
That's very gross.
Man, someone did that in front of me, I would have thrown it out the window. But good for Tennessee. They have a good quarterback for once.
Yeah. Here's my realistic expectations. The Titans won three games last year. Can Cam Ward get that win total to 5? Can he? That's what I want to see. If Cam Ward can make them be a 2-game improvement, I will be totally fine with that pick. I thought he was the best quarterback in the draft. I thought he was the clear pick at number 1, especially because the Titans desperately needed a quarterback. I think if the Titans didn't need a quarterback, Travis Hunter would have been the first pick in the draft for sure. Because every mock draft had him going second, either to the Browns, but the Jags traded up for him. So I like the pick. I like the kid. He's a good kid. He's no nonsense. He plays football. He's serious. He's a professional. So I'm excited to see him play football. Get your team to 5 wins. Can you be the second? Can you be the second worst team in the AFC South? I don't know, because I think the Jags are going to be a lot better now. We'll see. But can you get to 5 wins? That's the number I want to see. I know that's low expectations. He's in the AFC, and he's not on a great team. So we'll now the biggest story of the draft. Shedeur Sanders.
Man.
Colorado. He drops to the 5th round, the 144th pick in the draft. Shedeur, pretty. It seemed like Shedeur thought he was going to go 9 to the Saints. He also said, I'm going to show off my cleats, and the color is going to be the team I'm going to. It was a red and blue pair of cleats. So he thought he was going at best. He thought he was going 3 to the Giants. He falls to the 5th round. I mean, what happened here?
So, I was surprised. I really was really surprised that he went fifth round overall because every mock draft that was out there with Mel Kiper Jr.'s, with Yahoo, with NFL Network, they had Shador going either ninth. The most I saw was fifth round pick. But something happened. People are blaming Deion Sanders, and because what Deion said on one time on a tweet that pull Eli Manning and he's gonna go to that team going to Giants. He's gonna go to Giants instead. So here's the deal, okay? I get the point about him going to a team that's really good, but realistically, that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
People that are high in the draft, they're terrible teams this previous seasons. Even NBA and that's NFL football. That's just how it is. Okay. So it's here two things. I think it's a little bit of 50-50 that on the field he had bad online in Colorado, so we don't know how good he would have been if he had online on his team. But I think it's a little bit has something to do with his attitude and that his interviews that happened. Because there was some talk that Brian Dable didn't like his attitude. There was talk about that he thought he was too cocky, this and that. But things kind of went south for both positions. So I think it's a little bit of 50-50 on the court. I mean, on the field and off the field. Because
Yeah.
that's just me. Because I know. Because here's the deal, okay? Deion was the same way when he was playing in the NFL. He was the same way. Deion was cocky.
Yeah, he was. He was also fantastic.
He was a fantastic player,
and he was a corner. I want my corner. I want my corners to be arrogant.
So, yeah. And I mean, he even trash talked Jerry Rice. He trash talked. He still trash talks Ocho Cinco to this day. That if I was my prime, I would have locked you up, bro. He probably would have. Well, he would have locked him up either way. In his prime. And on top of that, he was a punt returner too for the Falcons because he was on the Falcons. He was everywhere. He was playing baseball too, and for the Yankees and for the Braves. So I think it has something to do with his attitude because he's Deion's kid. And Deion's raised these people. If you watch, Nick, I don't know if you watched it, but on Amazon Prime, there's called a documentary series of him over the seasons with Coach Prime. And you can see the arrogance he has with his kids. His kids are really arrogant too and cocky. So I think it has something to do with his attitude too. I think it's 50-50. On the field, sure, he had bad online. He didn't play good in Colorado. I still think it's kind of dumb how he retired his jersey, but not the quarterback from the 90s, number 10. So, yeah, that's me, though. I think it's 50-50 with both areas of on the field and off the field.
Yeah, I agree. Here's the thing. I know, Shador, you're never going to watch this, but if you do, I know you didn't get drafted where you wanted to. I know you didn't get drafted remotely close where you wanted to, but here's the good thing. You were on a team who has never had a good quarterback in their life outside of Baker Mayfield for like a season and a half.
And Joe Flacco.
And Joe Flacco for like 4 games. You can win this starting job. You can. It's Dylan Gabriel, Joe Flacco, Groper Cleveland, a.k.a. Deshaun Watson, and you, and then some guy I've never heard of in my life. That job, I'm so sorry. That job is up for grabs. You can go win that job. The Browns have at least some resemblance of weapons, like, here and there. You can win that job and prove everyone wrong and show you should have been a top 20 pick and at least have gone to the Steelers at 21, which is where I thought you were going to go after you fell from 9. So we'll see. What Shador, you have a chance to prove everyone wrong. I totally agree with your thoughts on it. I think Dion was way too over his head about his sons, and I think Shador was a little bit off on exactly what he thought, what the league thought of him. But real quick here, Trey wanted to talk about this. He got prank called, and what's interesting about this is the prank call came from, okay, it was the son of the Falcons defensive coordinator, Jeff Ulbrich. Jeff Ulbrich's son saw his dad's iPad with like all the prospects' numbers and stuff, took Shador's number, prank called him, said, yeah, you're not going, you're going to have to wait a little bit longer. This guy, I don't remember his name, it's Jeff Ulbrich's son. He's 21 years old. Prank calling a grown man. That's just crazy. I mean, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's kind of messed up because here's it. It's kind of like this, okay? Let's say, for example, we get sponsored by the Volume, or something happens with our sponsors, the one that we get, and it's a prank call. I'm gonna be real with you. I'll be pretty upset too, and I kind of hurt Deion Shador a lot. But here's the deal, Shador. Take that motivation, let it motivate you. Go win a starting job if you can, because Joe Flacco was like 50 years old basically, and he had Deshaun Watson probably will never play in the NFL ever again because he's just dumb for the things off the field. And I think one day, I think he will go to jail in my book. He should be in jail for being how bad he was for the Browns quarterback. He should be arrested for that. That should be literally manslaughter for what he did to that organization. So I think that prank call was messed up, though.
It was,
I mean, it was pretty.
I felt bad for Shador. I did. That was pretty bad.
Because he was already having a bad kind of week.
Yeah, absolutely.
Questioning like, man, am I gonna get drafted? Am I gonna go anywhere? And he doesn't get drafted. Like that's something that doesn't happen very much. So I think that's pretty messed up about what happened with Shador and Jeff Ulbrich's kid. I think Jeff is lucky to have his job right now. Lucky to have his job.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Deshaun Watson should be in jail, but whatever. Shador, go win that starting job. Go win that starting job and prove everyone wrong. We'll see what happens. He obviously is a hard worker. He will continue to work hard, and we will see what happens. So, moving over real quickly here to golf, we're going to start doing some preview for the PGA Championship because just like we did with the Masters, but it is in 3 weeks. I'm really excited. It's at Quail Hollow. Rory, go win it, man. Go win it.
My final pick will be Rory and JT
in the final pairing.
Yeah.
So I was spot on with the Masters, Rory and Bryson being the final pairing. Bryson ended up flaming out because, he couldn't handle the pressure that Rory was putting on him. But, I was told by everybody that Bryson was going to bully him in that pairing. That did not happen. Bryson lost it completely. But I like that. JT has won a PGA championship. It was at Quail Hollow when he won. It was at Quail Hollow. He loves that course too. I like that pick. I'm not going to make my pick for final pairing yet, but Rory, go win it, man. Rory, go absolutely win it. So as we wrap things up here, we like to add some goofy questions towards the end. This first one's not as goofy, and then the second one's really goofy. So Trey, if you were to sign a D1 scholarship at any school, what sport would you have played?
You're gonna be surprised when I say this because they ain't football. It's not. I think I wouldn't even let my kids play football in the future. I wouldn't let them do it because the injuries and the concussion rate's so high now that you never would have imagined it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they put the guardian cap on. Not even with that. You can get paralyzed. You can get you can die on the field if someone hits you so hard. but you never know with football. So it ain't football. It's between basketball and golf. Oh man, I will say basketball because I would love to play against in the NBA one day. I would have worked my butt for it, obviously, and put my hours in the gym. Like out like freaking from 3 o'clock in the morning to about 12 a.m. at night or not even like 2 hours of sleep the max. So on top of that, I would probably like to play against LeBron or play against Ant-Man and all that stuff. So probably the NBA, probably basketball.
Yeah. I'm the same. I exact same in either be golf or basketball. Basketball is my favorite sport. Golf is second, but basketball will always have my heart. I love watching it. I
Same.
love playing it. It will always have my heart. So it would definitely be basketball for me. And now, there's been a viral question going around. This is a very important question. This is very important to the social, economical, and political state of the world. So we have to discuss it because it's so important. I've seen debates online. I've seen debates on Twitter. I've seen debates everywhere. Trey is typing in some nonsense in here. So the question is, and I had a lengthy discussion with a couple of my friends over text about this, but the question is 100 men versus 100 full-grown men. This okay. Let me set the stage. Gladiator style, gladiator in the Coliseum. No weapons for anybody. Obviously, no weapons, no rocks, no anything like that. It's just straight hands. 100 fully grown men versus one silverback gorilla, fully grown silverback gorilla. Do you want to go first on this, or do you want me to go first?
You go first.
Okay, so here's the deal. It seems about 50-50 split from when I look at it. I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, the gorilla's going to rip everyone apart," and then I see people, they're like, "Oh no, the gorilla's actually going to get rocked." Here's what I say. 100 men, fully grown, bloodlusted grown men, are ripping a gorilla to shreds. I think a lot of people overestimate a gorilla's strength. Now, obviously, don't get me wrong. They are extremely strong, extremely powerful. But I don't think people understand like we're not fighting King Kong, okay? This is not King Kong. This is a silverback gorilla who, on average, an average fully grown silverback gorilla is no taller than a 5'10" man. No taller. So, for me, 100 fully grown men. Sure, the gorilla's going to get a few. The gorillas might get 20. The gorilla might kill 30. But it depends. If the guys can get the gorilla pinned down, you got 5 guys on each leg and arm, pulling, ripping on it, making the gorilla work really hard, exhaust itself. You got 5 guys purely like kicking his ribs in, and then you have 5 guys solely dedicated to poking his eyeballs out. That's literally what you need. Just poke his eyeballs out, make him blind. You have 5 guys and then you get 5 guys slamming his head with his elbows and kicks and stuff. This gorilla doesn't stand a chance. Now the gorilla's going to get his. There's going to be guys who don't go home to their parents and families. There's going to be guys who go home with maybe one arm, but 100 men are winning that. Come on. 100 men, it's over.
You know, I actually agree with you now because I first said a gorilla.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. You like my argument, huh?
oh, that's actually an interesting point. But I agree with you. 100 men with this. I think that 100 men will actually destroy.
Yeah.
Heck, the gorilla might not even get any punches in.
It depends.
That's it.
It really depends because we've seen what a human being can do on adrenaline. We've seen, you know, mothers lift cars off of their children, crazy things. A lot of these guys are going to have that same adrenaline rush because it's, you know, I die or the gorilla dies, and they might throw some like otherworldly right hooks that kind of rock the gorilla. Now that's like probably not going to happen, but 5 guys on each arm, tiring the gorilla out, making the gorilla work. The gorilla's eventually going to get exhausted, get tired. You're going to have guys that can poke the eyeballs out, kick a gorilla's eyeballs in its skull. right? Now we're going to get demonetized. We're not monetized anyways, but if we were, we would get demonetized because we're talking about graphic gorillas getting beat up.
Yeah, if you look at the one that I don't know if you've seen this video, but it was Shaq in front of Gorilla's glass. Gorilla scares Shaq.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. And now this is 100 average grown men. I still think they win. I think they win. They're going to get the fight or flight. They're going to get the adrenaline rush. I mean, 5 guys. Like I said, my tactic. I've already made it up. The first 30 guys' main goal is to get the gorilla pinned on the ground. Now, the gorilla's probably going to throw some crazy swings, knocking people out, like killing people. But for the first 30, pin them to the ground. 5 guys on each. That's 25 men total on each arm, just pulling on it, ripping at it, tugging on it, keeping him pinned down. I think it's over. So yeah, don't underestimate the indomitable human spirit. That's all I'm going to say. But guys, that does wrap us up for episode 33. Thank you so much for being here with us. Thank you for being here as we talk about silly stuff at the end of each episode. If you made it this far, you're my favorite person ever. Unless you skipped because you saw that we talked about 100 men versus gorilla, then you're not my favorite. Watch the whole thing. Kidding. I love you all no matter what. Thanks for everything. Thank you for the support. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Click the notification bell. Giveaway coming up pretty soon here. You guys enjoy the rest of your week. We'll be back next week, regular scheduled episode. And hopefully the next time we come back, the Lakers-Wolves series is tied 3-3, game 7 in the crypt. That would be crazy. Probably not going to happen, but we'll see. Thank you so much for being with us, and we will see you next time. Y'all have a fantastic rest of your evening. We'll see you.